Welcome to episode 11 Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to continue on with our coverage of Too Hot to Handle Season 6, Episodes 5, 6, and 7. It has been a wild season with lots of twists and turns and some definitely new things to spice up this reality TV show. Before we dive in, thank you guys so much for the continued support of the Love and Reality podcast here on YouTube and on podcast platforms. If you're here on the YouTube, do me a favor, do the typical weekly thing, hit that like button, comment below, let me know some of your favorite people on the cast of Too Hot to Handle Season 6. Also hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on podcast platforms, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Also, leave a 5-star review. It goes a great way into getting this podcast in the ears of many people across the board. Folks, Too Hot to Handle. It's the series that aims to help horny singles form deeper emotional connections and win big money is back for the first time. They're teaming up. The naughty nymphos think they know what they signed up with. The retreat warden Lana has some tricks up her sleeve with a new prize, new twist, some old and familiar faces. That's not all. Season 6 introduced the brand new sidekick, BAD LANA, who is guaranteed to stir up some trouble. Obviously, we left off last week where Bree was ready to eviscerate Damari for kissing Valentina. Damari said one thing led to another, and they end up kissing. Yeah, and Bree just... she said, you saw a fat ass, spent money, and moved on. Damari said, what happened didn't change how we felt. She said, I don't care. You can find somewhere else to sleep. Valentina said, if Damari doesn't sleep with him tonight, he doesn't get a second chance. So Damari is getting it from all around. Louis and Catherine are in the shower together. Louis said he's just putting on body wash on her. Louis continues to be the best part of the show. He's must-see TV. This man needs to be on every reality TV show because he is straight money. He's just a funny guy, funny personality, and I think the accent just kind of helps the entire scenario. Damari said he has a choice to make, and everyone's talking about it, and we see him slide right into the bed with Valentina, and then of course Bree was not happy. Bedtime means rule breaks for sure, or not. Joel or Flava, he says he doesn't give a fuck, but then they break a couple of rules himself. Louis says he feels like he has such a good he's sent there to be such a good example. And Miss Catherine on the date today, he said her date wanted to kiss, and they kissed 3 kisses. Not 1, not 2, but 3 kisses. Louis consistently finds himself in trouble. He cannot keep his hands off these women, and it is hilarious. Valentina says good morning, and Bree doesn't say shit. Bree says she don't feel shit for Damari anymore, and they said they don't even look good together. I love not just her attitude, but the level of pettiness just was beautiful. Valentina said that she just slept, but she said if Damari doesn't give her more attention, she's moving on. Damari said he might have made the wrong choice. Charlie makes moves on Lucy, but she doesn't want to break the rules, and Valentina sees that he is bored. Flava lies and says nothing happened, and Louis, of course, says the same. Valentina is confused why Damari wouldn't break the rules, so she confronts him about it. He said Bree talks about Bree, talks about Bree, talks about the connection, talks about Bree, talks about Bree, talks about Bree. And yeah, does not make Valentina very happy, so she's ready to break the rules with somebody else. Lucy keeps saying the money is far too important to her, and Charlie's not happy. I mean, we're talking about $200,000 here. Like, and the whole point of it is like, sure, you want to get a little kiss here and there. They had their little kiss. You know what I mean? Lana said they're going to do things the hard way. Valentina just called out Lucy for not kissing her man. And they share back and forth for the ages. I love the banter here. Lucy stood on her business, and I loved it. I love Lucy. I think she's awesome and just great on the show. She said Lucy isn't worried about her. The claws are out. She said Charlie is bored. Bree said, you don't see Damari all over you. And she said he liked me enough to leave you. And it was just like cat fight. We find out there was 9 other rule breaks, and of course, nobody owns up to it. And then finally, Joel said it wasn't them. Of course, he did. One couple kissed twice, and heavy petting cost $16,000. Catherine is lying and isn't owning it. Of course, we know time and time again there's going to be penalties. We know it's going to be who done it, etc., etc. I will say this. I think it would be cool to have a season where you don't know who broke the rules, and then that would be something fun because you're just losing the money over and over again. And I think that it would be just fun. And then at the end of the show, they're like, oh, the couple that broke the least amount of rules, or the person that broke the least amount of rules, won the game, and they didn't know that they won the game, but then they're like, you win $5,000. If the guilty parties do not own up to the mistakes, the fines will be doubled to $32,000. Louis said it wasn't him again. It wasn't them because it was a lot worse. Joel raised his hand. He said he could have went further, but they stopped. Christina speaks up, and I forgot. Christian speaks up. I even forgot this guy was on the show, to be honest with you. Another couple have showed a even higher disregard. They took a shower together, they kissed 4 times, and they did mutual gratification. Gianna said, I ain't broke no rules because you ain't got no man. Charlie said 4 kisses is unacceptable. He's just mad he ain't getting none at all. Let's be real. Like, Charlie's just mad because he didn't spend any money. It cost them $40,000. The prize fund sits at $135,000. Over $100,000 has been spent already. The honesty and deceit are the deceit and unhonesty and deceit has made Lana mad. Charlie and Lucy are in the and she is just furious at everybody. Yeah. Moving on to Charlie and Lucy, who are in the shower. He pulled down his pants and she freaks out. He says, you're going to take off your clothes? And she says, am I going to look like an idiot? He says, am I going to look like an idiot? She said, I'm not going to get my hair wet. And she walked out. He is mad. And the thing about it is, he sits there and says, oh, he's getting more of a brother, sister, or friend vibe. The only reason Charlie is saying that is because he's not getting what he wants. And what he wants is a little bit of action, period. You know what I mean? That's all he wants, and it's really annoying. Also, Catherine says, asked if they broke too many rules, and he was distracted by looking at her boobs. Louis just Louis. You know what I mean? You can't get that man to do anything outside of that. He said he came in to be an example, and he's just a bad example. She said, you agree we should chill out, but he leaned in for a fake kiss. She's starting to see that this is a fun thing and might not be a more relationship thing with Louis, and Louis not very happy. Brendan Durrell, who was here for the last few seasons, he's not even a real person, but he's having a workshop about honesty. He's making them look in the mirror, and Louis said he doesn't have we get a lot of back and forth here, etc., etc. Louis said he doesn't have the confidence to say he isn't the best looking, but he was blessed with the longest Johnson. I love Louis. They all brag about their looks, and Brennan asked them to look within. He was getting frustrated with what they said. Chris kind of plays a wingman in this scenario, wants to help Bree and Damari get back together. Catherine breaks down over the challenge, saying she was always feel like she's has to act like she has her sit together. She wants to be loved for who she is. Louis has Charlie give him a hug for him, but Charlie might have an eye on her now. Catherine is feeling some type of way as she looks into Charlie's eyes, and he's quite smitten himself. She looked at him and said, from the beginning, I knew you'd be trouble. Charlie said, I just want to kiss you. His girl is like 2 steps over to the right. Like, that's it. Like 2 steps to the right. She said, I thought you and Lucy were real. And she said, I had my chance. And he said, take another. And she said, we will chat later. Trouble in paradise. Chris talks up Damari again. What a wingman. I just love Chris and the fact that he's been talking up Damari to Bree to help him out. She said, Bree said she is open to hear Damari out. Valentina asked Catherine how her hug was, and Lucy said she was glad Charlie and Catherine had a great time. And it made her look at him differently. She doesn't really know what's going on in the back of the head of they were really hugging and thinking about other things. Charlie's talking up Catherine to everyone. Catherine talks to some of the girls and tells her to open up and talk to Charlie and see where his head is at. She doesn't feel like she could open up to Louis and be serious. Charlie for Lucy and Catherine. I mean, Charlie's a pain in the ass and trying to get one thing, but good for him. 2 of the baddest girls in the show. Charlie's all over. You know what I mean? Good for that guy. You know what I mean? Lucy and Catherine. baddies. You know what I mean? Damari sits down, talks to Bree, said she was vulnerable with him and doesn't fully grasp the depth of what he did, and things didn't go as planned as what he said. He didn't really own up to it or show a level of maturity or honesty or even care for the fact that she was talking about real life, real business. She kind of wanted him to come in and talk to her and be like, hey, like, you did this, and this. But she was standing on business and good for Brie. I love Brie. Probably easily top three, maybe even number one or two on this show for me. Charlie is on the hunt for Catherine. Charlie said he saw a vulnerable side of her and he can't ignore it. She asked if he really wants to get to know her. He said 100%. They asked where they should go from here. They agree to keep it a secret until tomorrow. Everyone gets in bed. Charlie said they should have a rule big free tonight and looks at Catherine and Louis and says, you too. And it's kind of a funny little innuendo there. Episode 6 kicks off. We get a Telemundo opening for Catherine, and Charlie and Lucy went to kiss Charlie, and he was like, nah, fam. Lucy said she is shocked that Charlie didn't try harder and didn't get the cuddles with him last night. Louis is sad because Catherine didn't even say good night to him. Gianna said she had a dream about Louis and is very excited, which made him very happy. Bree slept alone because she's giving Damari that cold shoulder, which I love very much. Lana said respect and honesty is an important part for a relationship. She said she's always watching. Louis said Catherine's bum is ridiculous. He said he's getting to know her and he might have feelings for her. I love you, Louis, but man, you just don't know when to stop. Lucy is talking up Charlie in the trust factory with him. Oh boy, little does she know that on the back of her head that she's getting dumped eventually, probably. Catherine breaks the news to Flava. Is it Flava? We're going Flava. And Valentina that Charlie wants to share a bed with her. Here we go. Charlie asked Lucy how everything's going. He said he said like about 40 times. Lucy said Charlie feels like home to the camera. He comes off horribly to Lucy here. He said he feels like a disconnect with her, and Lucy was extremely disappointed. However, he does not NOT, not tell her about Catherine. Catherine says she wants to be honest and true to herself. She tells him she doesn't think that it can get a deeper connection and to Louis. Louis's turn. Catherine's turn to talk to Louis. Catherine says she wants to be honest and true to herself. She tells Louis that she doesn't think it can get any deeper connection and tries. She doesn't know if it can get to that point for her. She said being with him, she's been thinking about someone else the entire time. Like, that is a mic drop. Like, that is like brutal honesty to the next level. Like, and you know what? Mad props to Catherine for being legit about this. But poor Louis. I felt for sure that Louis was just going to rest his face in Valentina's boobs or butt later. But he took it like a champ. Louis said finds out that Charlie wasn't breaking the rules with Lucy because he wasn't so sure about her. Catherine and Charlie are talking, and these two are mucking it up. Lucy walks in, and the guys are chatting. Shit is weird. Louis's like, what's going on? Like, Lucy has no clue because Catherine told Louis about Charlie, but Charlie didn't tell Lucy about Catherine. Like, that was a tongue twister of all of our tongue twisters, right? Lucy walks in, the guys are chatting. Shit is weird, obviously, like I said. Louis tells Lucy that she broke up with him to be with Charlie, and Lucy freaks the fuck out. How long? And that was just insane. Like, she was heartbroken. Like, I mean, just be honest about it. Just be honest. But the question is, how long will legendary Louis stay single? And now he begins to flirt with Gianna, who's already smitten by him, and they already decided to share a bed. On to the next. I love Louis. Like that. Louis got himself another girl. Damari said he's going to shake things up with Bree. He tries to butter up, and she says she's going to take it slow. And he was like, let's share a bed. And she said, nah, fam. Damari's swinging and missing with his just like he's trying to be assertive, way too assertive in this situation. And it's just not working. Damari is starting to realize maybe he didn't say the right words. And Chris is continuing to help with him. Alana announces a man-only workshop. Our fake relationship god, Shauna is her name, Shauna, is our fake relationship god, has arrived because halfway through the retreat, and the guys are slow learners. On these boxes, they have a picture of them as a kid, then and now. Louis talks about how he had swag as a kid. I love him again. It's time to re-enter the womb. Each guy gets put into like a box that's supposed to be like their womb, and then their mom sends words. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did not expect to watch Too Hot to Handle and break down and cry. This was one of just, it was a beautiful moment. Louis' mom was so sweet. Her accent was adorable. I just love his mom and how he acted. I can't even right now. Like, it was just a sweet moment. And then Joel started crying the moment that he heard his mom's voice, and then I was crying. And these guys are breaking down and bringing their moms into it. Christian, I forgot he was even on the show. He has something going on. I don't really care about him. Charlie, his mom said some words, made him think of Catherine. She said, "Treat someone the way you would want his three sisters to be treated." Chris said his mom and him didn't have the best connection, but she said she was really proud of him and never been disappointed in him, and she really loves him. I love Chris. Like, this dude is just a genuine good dude that's getting the raw end of the stick here. Damari said, she said she wants him to dig deep and face things he can improve upon, and she makes him cry. This this was such a beautiful and powerful moment that we see a raw version of these guys that you kind of don't expect, right? It just blew me away. And as fast as it blew you away, everyone got their watches and could get the green light, and everybody just started trying to get some action. So instead of really learning anything at this retreat, they just go back to doing what they were doing. And Charlie was talking to Lucy, but first he wants to get the green light. With Charlie wanted to talk to Lucy, but first he wanted to go get a green light with Catherine, so he put Lucy on the back burner. Gianna said she is attracted to Louis's personality and also said he would want to kiss her. Her top came undone. Louis already back on the grind. All the boys are kind of overdoing it, trying to get a kiss. Damari breaks down and apologizes for his actions to Bree, the only one that I think took the moment the way that he should have. These two have a cute little moment. I like them together. She said to move forward, he has to make a pinky promise that his head won't turn and wants the connection. Charlie is talking about his mom's words and how he thought about Catherine. They're trying to force the green light again. Lucy's still pissed because he still hasn't talked to her, and she's massively upset and she wants to leave. Charlie and Catherine kiss in the bathroom big time because they didn't get the green light. Episode 7. It is the morning. It's awfully quiet. We have had many bed swaps with Louis and Gianna. It didn't take long for Louis to jump from bed to bed. Lucy is still a sad panda. Catherine and Charlie are going to get in a lot of trouble. Everyone asked Louis if there was any temptation. He said he cost the group $64,000 so far. He's planning to test her boundaries. Joel said he's feeling himself in flavor. Lana has arrived. She said making the same mistakes is not acceptable, and playing it safe is not acceptable. This is their wake-up call. So we see Christian, who I forget is on the show every time he comes on there, is going to go after Kylisha, who also forgot she was on the show, but she shuts his ass down fast. Catherine feels bad for the kiss, but Charlie said it brought them closer. He's going to tell everyone he felt it was for the right reasons. Louis is starting to look into Gianna's eyes, says it's making him horny. I love this man so much. Valentina and Flavor are giving a play-by-play of watching Gianna Lewis and how he's just kind of being a fuckboy. Look, I don't disagree with that comment, but Louis funny. Charlie, we have Here's Comes Judgment Time. Charlie said eyes on the cone. He said he said it might have been us. They didn't get a green light, but needed to get it out of their system. He said he was holding himself back from doing more and said, "You're welcome for not doing more." And everybody gets pissed off and starts yelling at him. Catherine kind of apologizes to the group in a more nice manner, the way that Charlie should have, but Charlie came off as a big dick in this scenario. However, Lana announces that Chris and Kylisha have been there since the beginning with no connections. Lana says, "Kylisha, you are out of here." And we get like a montage of all of these things, like if she did over and over again, like turning people down, not trying on the retreats, and not trying on the the little mini retreat thingies. She wasn't trying it all with anybody. Christian kind of came over and tried to get him some. Nope, shut his ass down. So no more freeloading. Rinse due. Don't cry. You ain't even been making any connection with anyone. Get the hell out the house. Bye, Felicia. We don't really care. She's giving a pass for Chris for now, which I thought was awesome because I don't want him gone. She said that is not all. One of her guests is making the same mistakes over and over again. And they kick out my dude, Louis. So sad. He's sad. He wanted to be Louis 2.0 and he acted a fool. Gianna is sad because she lost her best friend and the guy she liked. Pour one out for Louis, guys. Charles sitting out where Flava is trying to see where Flava's head is at. These two share a little sweet moment, which leads to them getting a green light. Very sweet moment. Catherine asks if someone comes in, would it like if a grenade comes into the house, would Charlie turn his head? And he first says there's a 99% chance he wouldn't turn his head. Then it was 99.5, 99.7, and she was pissed. Bad Lana returns. She brings up Bree. You love danger, don't you? Well, someone is on their way to whisk you off your feet. Damari's worried. Charlie is getting a date as well. Karma is a bitch. He said there's no way he's going to do anything. And then Catherine reminds us of the 99.7% comment. Lucy said she should be nervous. The new people are getting a 24-hour pass from the rules, but if it doesn't work on Charlie and Bree, they're allowed to use it on somebody else. Charlie said, "Uh-oh, she's hot," and Bree said, "Damn, he looks good." Catherine sees Sabrina, which is basically her twin. Chris is elated because he likes what he sees with Sabrina. Damari said, "Damn, he's good looking. That's her type." Jalen and Bree is on their date. He's smitten by her. He asks if she's still open. She kind of stutters. Bad Lana said some handcuffs, some massage oil. Bree's flirting, but holding back. But the massage kind of opens her up a little bit. And then she lets her know that they have a 24-hour pass. On the flip side, Sabrina and Charlie spits the same line he did on other ladies. He can't keep flirting. Can't stop flirting. She asks if he's in a serious relationship. He says, "Nah." He said he and Catherine were good until she arrived. She massages Charlie. Charlie massages her. Charlie's fucked. He said he's so horny right now. She told Charlie about the free pass. Bad Lana announces to the entire crew that Charlie and Bree's dates are going very, very well. And things just got even better because they got a welcome gift of 24-hour free pass for anybody they want, including the people on the date. Charlie said what he got on the retreat at the retreat is good, but Charlie said he's being a good boy and tells Sabrina not to tell Catherine about the massage, but he turns down the kiss. Jalen asked about the rule break, and Bree said, "Why not?" And he makes her come closer. And then, of course, we don't get to see what happens because we know a cliffhanger is right around the corner. Bree and Jalen come in holding hands. She looks happy. Damari said if she kissed him, he's done. The girls ask if they kiss. Bree's being very weird about it. Catherine wants to know where Charlie is. She's pissed because they're holding hands. Catherine said there's only allowed to be one girl with black hair. Charlie pulls Catherine aside and said he didn't kiss, but wasn't sure what to say about the massage. Bree pulls Damari aside and said Bree said the date was good, and he did try to kiss me, and the cliffhanger as expected. Folks, again, look, at the beginning of the season, I was weary. I was like, man, I really like Too Hot to Handle, but I don't know if I like it enough to really kind of continue down this path, but this season has been pretty damn good. I like the little twists and turns that we've had going on, and this has been impressive. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to watch the finale. I'm really excited to cover the finale next week. Also, very excited to announce I will be covering Love is Blind UK. That comes out on, I think, August the 7th. I think that is Love is Blind UK, August the 7th. Am I right in saying that? Let's just double check here. Wednesday, August the 7th, Love is Blind is returning, which I'm very, very excited about because I mean, we love Love is Blind. You know what I mean? It's one of the best shows, and I've got a sneak peek of it, and it is fantastic. But that's all I can say about that right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Love and Reality Podcast, and I'll talk to you guys next week.